Hey book friends, welcome to another video. So today's video, we are going to be doing a bit of a book scavenger hunt that will pick my next read sort of video. Now I've seen a lot of these floating around. I enjoy watching them. We're going to go through the whole scavenger hunt via my newly set up shelves, which I will link that video above. But in this version, instead of like having the last book be the one I'm going to read with you all, I'm going to take us onto my Amazon wish list and I'm going to look through my choices and pick my last read from there, ship it to myself, and then read it. I just thought it would be fun. I thought it would be a fun way to do this video, so let's go to the scavenger hunt. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel, all the things. And so obviously a book scavenger hunt type video is not a new idea. It is very much not original to me. But when I was thinking of the ones that I like to watch, the person that I like to watch is Cassidy off of Covers with Cassidy. So I will link her channel down below. I'm actually just going to be using the questions off of her video. So a huge thanks to Cassidy for putting that all together. I did not want to do it myself. So I am giving her credit for that. So I have the questions or the prompts just in my phone. I have them in my Notion. So we're just going to start. Let's see how this goes. I feel like part of me is a little anxious about like having to be on the spot. I'm probably going to miss some obvious books and I know that, but let's just do this together. So the first prompt, there's actually 10 prompts. The first prompt is, book you were glad you did not judge by the cover. Book I was glad I didn't judge by the cover. I think I'll go with this one. And so this is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. I don't know, this just looks more like a history book. It looks kind of boring in my opinion. So that's my first one. So let's see where we go from there. Next prompt is a book heavier than the last. So the hint on here is Amazon tells you the weight. All right. Let me go to Amazon and look up A Gentleman in Moscow. This is a pretty heavy book. Oh no. 2.31 pounds. So I need to find a book that is heavier than 2.31 pounds. I feel like this is heavy. This is The Grace of Kings. Let me look this up. 1.34. It's not heavier. Oh, I wonder if like one of these books. Okay, this one might be. Oh, that feels heavy. And it's the hardcover. I actually have 2 paperbacks and a hardcover in this, but the middle one is hardcover. Let's check out how much this one weighs. 2.2 pounds. I think that's not quite as much. I think the other one was 2.31. I don't think I have a bigger book than this. Maybe this one. Okay, let me look. Empire of the Vampire. 2.1. This is still the closest. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with this because I don't have any bigger books. I did not realize. Let me see. This feels heavier. It says this is 2.31 and this is 2.2. I'm just gonna go with this one. So that is our second prompt. Let's move on. The next prompt is a book with the same number of chapters as the last one, or closest to it. Okay, all right, let's see how many chapters are in this one. 49 chapters. I need to remember that. 49 chapters, okay. We Hunt the Flame. Nope, that said 88 chapters. Nope. 49. What about Rune of Kings? No, 83. Oh, that's kind of hard. Okay, let's do Stalking Jack the Ripper. 30, not 49. Okay. A Gathering of Shadows. No, those are weird. Okay. What the River Knows. I just read this in January and I loved it. Oh yeah, those are in Spanish. I can't read Spanish. Okay, let's do The Nightingale. I'm still looking for 49. Not even close. Oh, 38. That's the closest. That's really not that close. 49. Okay, let's go. The Ferryman. This is hard. This is harder than I was expecting. 41. 41. This is so far the closest. Oh my gosh, maybe this one I could have done for heaviest book. The Embroidered Book. 61. Nope. You're gonna get a good tour of my shelves. 70. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this one. At least it was in the 40s. So this one was 41. Okay. This says a book where the book is blurbed by the previous author. Okay, so a book blurbed by Justin Cronin. I think you could do it 2 ways from what I understood. is you could either have it blurbed by this author or one of the ones that is blurbing the back, which I have Blake Crouch. So that's fantastic. I have some Blake Crouch books. Okay, Dark Matter. So that actually was easier than I thought. Okay, a book with the opposite cover. Oh my gosh, look at this cover. This is like a very unique cover. It's bright orange with dark writing. So I think I'll go with a book with white writing and not so bright. Okay. I could do maybe this one. This seems pretty opposite. So this is the bright and the pale. I feel like they're somewhat different. This is like white lettering and dark lettering. I'm just gonna go with it. I think that's kind of a subjective one, to be fair. Okay, so we'll go off of this one. Oh my gosh, we're getting close to the end, so maybe. Let's see. A book published in the same year as this book, or closest to it. 2021. 2021. Okay. I'm terrible at this. When was this? 2023. No, that was last year. What about this one? And this is the last year of the war. Oh no, 2019. Okay. Maybe the Love Hypothesis? Maybe the Love Hypothesis? Ah, 2021. Yes. I feel like I'm like, I should know this. I don't know this kind of stuff. Okay. A book with the reverse amount of pages. I feel like this could go a couple different ways. Okay. It's 352. So 253. 200 pages. I have so many big books. So 253. 253. So I'm looking for one of my smaller books. Oh, this one's... No, this one looks smaller. No, 300s. I want it at least in the 200s. Do I have anything in the 200s? This isn't technically my book. It's from the library, but it's on my shelves, so I'm going to use it. Oh, it's in the 200s. 295. That's somewhat close. Let me see if I can find anything closer. So I'm looking for 253. Oh, this isn't it. No, that's in the 300s. An Agatha Christie. I bet that will do it. Oh, that's 246. That's really close. I'm looking for 253. This actually was really close. So this was like within 10 pages. That's pretty fantastic. This is 245. Oh no, 247. I was in 6 pages. 6 pages away. That's really good. Okay. This is fun. All right. So then the next one is last letter in the title is the first letter in the next book. So last letter in And Then There Were None is an E. So that's the first letter in the next book. Starts with an E. Oh, I found one. I found one. Escaping from Houdini. I haven't read it yet. I want to. Okay. Similar spine style. Okay. I think it would be cheating to go with the others in this series because they all look the same. But this is a unique style because it has the extra lines. Let's see if I have anything that has kind of lines. If that has lines, let me see if anything else does. I think I'm just going to go with that one. So, next color in the rainbow. Okay. Obviously we're not going to use black, but I can use red. So red, orange. An orange book, huh? Wait, is that... That's the last prompt. I need to find an orange book on my Amazon wish list. An orange book. I don't know if I ever have orange books on that. So we're going to pull up Amazon and my wish list, and then I'll start recording my phone, and so I can put it up here for you guys to look at and see if I have anything orange. I highly doubt that, actually. I feel like orange is not what I go for. Oh, ooh, I guess I could. There's the Collected Regrets of Clover. That kind of has it. I feel like that Passage series, that's more yellow. That seems more yellow to me. The Pine series, that kind of looks, or Wayward Pines, that kind of looks yellow too. Oh, is that orange or red? Let's click into it because this book sounds so good. Ooh, I feel like I want that to be orange. As Everyone in the Family Has Killed Somebody by Benjamin Stevenson. I think that sounds really good. I've heard such good things about it. Oh, you guys, that might be the one. Let me see what else we got. Ooh, Too Like the Lightning. So that's a book that I won't do that one because that's part of a Patreon buddy read for March. And so No, we won't do that one, even though that's a pretty good orange. Okay. No, 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 no. The monsters one. Monsters We Defy. I can't remember what this one's even about. I think that's more red. That's a cool color. And then the Book of Gothel. Let's see how this one. That looks kind of orangey too. I take it back. Oh, the Magician's Daughter. Does that have orange? That's pretty orange. I have the Magician's Daughter on here twice. I do. That's okay. I'd say the ones that really stand out the most are Too Like the Lightning, like I said, and Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, as well as The Collected Regrets of Clover. Oh, I've heard this one's so good. It kind of like breaks your heart good. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that, I mean, that's very orange. And then the question, I guess, is this red or orange? Oh my gosh, I can't tell. I can't tell. It's so hard to know. Clicking on it. That feels a little bit more red than this one. Okay. So I think I'm going to order this one, you guys. I'm excited. The Collected Regrets of Clover by Miki Brammer. I'm excited. So I'll order it and then I'll open it up and I'll just read it. I mean, it's not going to be like a fancy reading vlog. It's probably going to be more like reading check-ins to see how I like it, because I've heard amazing things about it. I've heard it's just kind of about grief and loss, and yeah, I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. So that's fun. Oh my gosh, this whole thing was so fun. So anyway, that's where I'm going to end it here, and then I'll pick back up with you guys once I get the book. Hey everybody, guess what I got in the mail? Yes, I finally got my book so I can start reading it. So I ended up getting it off of Pango only because I had some credit. But irregardless, I picked up The Collected Regrets of Clover by Miki Brammer. Okay, so I'm not even sure if I explained what this book was about when I was doing the whole scavenger hunt, but I think this is going to be a bit of a tearjerker. So this is about a death doula, and I am about 50 pages in. So I feel like it's a perfect time to kind of update you on the synopsis and what I'm thinking. So this is about a girl named Clover who lives in New York City. She grew up with her grandfather, and she has always been fascinated by death. She watched like her kindergarten teacher like die in front of her when she was 5 years old. She was raised by her grandfather, so obviously her parents died. And she has always just kind of been intrigued by death and what happens and why does it happen and things like that. And so she has kind of taken on the profession of helping people in their final days. And so far it's really good. I'm really liking the main character of Clover. I feel like she is unique in just kind of that choice of profession, but also she is a bit lonely. And I feel like this book is just perfect during this current moment, right? Where give or take the past 3 years, there's been a pandemic, there's more people struggling with loneliness, and she and her character depict that as where she doesn't have that many friends. She's like 36 years old or something like that, and she lives by herself, and she doesn't see people other than when she's on assignment to be with people when they die, sort of idea. And so definitely endears me to her character, and I'm curious where it's going to go, because it talks about the fact that, like the blurb here says, what's the point of giving someone a beautiful death if you can't give yourself a beautiful life? And I think soon we're going to have kind of something happen which pushes her out of her comfort zone. Not sure where it's going to go. Here it says, as she finds herself struggling to navigate the uncharted waters of romance and friendship, which, I mean, I didn't think this is a romance book, and I honestly still don't think it will be, but I will obviously let you know. And if I didn't mention, this is intended to be spoiler free. That's just a setup of the book, and I'll just check in a couple more times as I read it, probably from right here because my kids are currently in quiet time and I am doing some computer work. So I'm just going to check in when I have something to say. Okay, everybody, so I'm back with a little bit of check-in. So I'm about halfway through, so I thought I better check in with you guys before I get too much further, because it's really cute and it's really sweet, and I'm really liking it more than I expected, because this is just not the typical book I tend to read. The main character of Clover is just really what this book is about, and I know it's like her name is in there, and I talked about in the last clip that she is a death doula, and she very much is surrounded in death, and that's part of her profession. That's just kind of part of who she is. But what gets me about her character that just is so sweet is the fact that I feel like a lot of people probably would relate to her, myself included, as like an introvert, as like somebody who sometimes just prefers my own company over large crowds, over like other people. And it's not because I don't enjoy people and community and all of those things, but that also can just stress me out. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but in this story, you're just following her as she is coming out of her shell a bit. Like she had almost accepted the fact that she's always just going to be like this, that she's going to be by herself and she's going to have like work interactions, but no close friendships or close relationships. And this story is kind of focused on that changing for her in a number of different ways. And I don't want to talk too much about it because it's delightful to read. And I'm so curious what's going to happen next, because in the blurb it does talk about the fact, like, and I think I read this last time actually, it talks about friendship and uncharted waters of romance. And we're starting to get a little bit of those inklings about halfway through. So I'm just going to keep reading and then I'll pretty much finish the book and let you know my thoughts. So that's what I have so far. Hey guys, so I finished the book. I finished it in the car on my way home. Oh my gosh, this book, I did not see this coming. I loved it. You know what it is? What's funny? It's not so much the story, although the story is sweet, which I think I was referring to last time. The story is sweet. It's the message, you guys. It's the message of this book. It just spoke to my heart, you guys. It is really at the heart of this book. This book is about how to consciously live in a way that helps you not regret things, right? That helps you see the decisions you're making, helps you see the people you love, helps you live with the idea of how am I going to look back on my life and just be so happy. Be happy that I chose certain things. And I mean, of course, there will always be like regrets in everybody's lives. There should have, could have, would have sorts of things. But in this book, it really speaks about this main character like Clover, right? Which I talked about, the fact that she's very introverted. She struggles to make friends and all of that. And the book kind of goes through her doing that. And it's beautiful and touching. And I feel like just with the perspective of this book being kind of focused on like death and grief and things like that, it's that idea of like when you come to the end of your life and you look back on it, what are you going to wish you had done? What are some of the things that you might regret? And to live with that in mind, right? Which just is good advice. It's good advice. And so I loved this book. It was so good. I don't even know how to classify it. It had like friendship themes. It had a little bit of romance, but it mostly had like the character really finding herself and learning to love herself and just being able to put herself out there. Like I found there was a line in here called like how to be cautiously reckless or something like that. And I just really liked that. That resonated with me. And so you guys, I'm probably going to reread this book. I think that's my plan, and highlight it and annotate it and things. I might not do it right away, but I rarely want to pick a book up right after I finished it. But this one I do. I just kind of want to like dive into it and just think personally for myself, like what are some things that I don't want to regret later? What are some of the things that kind of scare me that maybe I should just like lean into a little bit? So, oh my gosh, this was such a good book. And I wasn't expecting that from like a scavenger hunt type video. If my response at all like speaks to you, pick this book up. It's so good. It's so worth the read. And I honestly probably wouldn't have even put this on my wish list if it wasn't for Gwen. So I'm just going to say thanks, Gwen, and just link her channel down below, because I saw this for book of the month and I was like, no, that doesn't look like my kind of book. Oh my gosh, it's so my kind of book. So anyway, you guys, that is what I have for this video. This was super fun. One, I just enjoyed the scavenger hunt. I hope you enjoyed watching me try and find some books, but to also just read one book with you guys and not make it a huge vlog or a big deal, but just to enjoy a book and explain my thoughts and feelings with you. It's been really fun. So I hope you also enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you like these kinds of videos. I feel like I never quite know. So I would love to hear from you on that. And otherwise, that's what I have. So I hope you are doing well. And I will see you in the next book video. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.